I was in World Cup, it was okay when you shoot fast and maybe one miss, it was still good. But now you have to shoot fast, shoot zero, and run really fast.
You just do the big things right. Keep my heart rate where it needs to be, try and hit the target. There's people to think about the details for me on the US team.
Dov'è il sceriffo? Buongiorno sceriffo! Ciao sceriffo!
The ski preparation and the ski testing on a race day is very stressful and demanding, so you really need to keep the focus. You need to be in a tunnel from when you put the skis early in the morning, first time on the track, until you finish the ski test. What was the snow temperature? Humidity? 30%. Very good. All right, let's go, guys. Let's get the party started. For the ski preparation, we are not many technicians, we are 5 guys. Everyone has his role. We have 2 guys that run a little bit more the show inside the works cabin. When some teams can count on 8 or 10 technicians, we are 5. We need to ask help often to the coaches or the physiotherapist to ski in skis, you know, to reduce a little bit the huge amount of the kilometers that we already ski. We can be considered underdogs, but we think like the big.
They are testing skis like hell from early in the morning till the evenings, and sometimes the Norwegian have the best skis, sometimes the French team. We are also really good in the cold conditions, and everyone has the spirit to be better and better, and this I feel from our staff, and so I trust them a lot.
When people think about waxer and what they do, they think that they use a lot of time to wax skis. But we use really a lot of time to test skis and not so much time to wax as people maybe think. When I started waxing with biathlon, all athletes tested their own skis. In biathlon, we need to have the zeroing. The zeroing for shooting is coming right on the same time where you have to test the skis. The athlete's biggest problem in biathlon is shooting, not skis. So we can select between the skis and the athlete can concentrate on shooting.
Honestly, -1 for me is enough. At the Omega there, still really high sea. Maybe you could still be better, but overall I think -1 is okay.
Yeah, we train a lot with this combination. We do intervals and then straight to shooting. So we get used to shooting with high pulse. I mean, you don't really bring the pulse that much down. Maybe I can bring it down 20-25 beats in prone and maybe 10 to 15 beats in standing. So you have to have a high pulse and be able to shoot with the high pulse, but it's more about the focus that you can gather your thoughts, and when you have high lactate and high pulse, it's very difficult to stay focused because your mind is just wandering, and that's why people tend to miss, because they're not really in the moment. For me, it's all about breathing. Try to control my breath going into the shooting, and then try to stay focused even though my body hurts, basically.
To think too much about your shooting, it's the best way to miss it. As a musician, you know, you take someone who make a guitar solo, of course he trains a lot. But when he's on concert, I don't think he's thinking about every chord he needs to do, but he just do it. You know what I mean? With difference, and I really believe on this power.
I like the standing shooting because it's just, you come in and you know it's a bit of a lottery, you know? Maybe some people don't feel that way, but definitely when I go in, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be moving a lot out there and I need to try and hit the target and I like it more because you miss more, and it hurts. It hurts when you miss in a big race. It makes it more exciting, you know? If everyone hit all the time, it would be a boring sport. The two guys behind me were like the two best standing shooters in the world, Sterler and Eric. Like those guys are gonna shoot clean for sure. So I was like, I really need to shoot clean right now if I want to have a chance. And then I did. I don't know how people stay serious. I don't know how people keep it in. Like, if you shoot and you know you're gonna get a medal at World Champs, how can you not be happy? That's more the way I see it. It's amazing that those guys shoot and just leave like it's just a regular Tuesday.
You need to manage your rifle, your ski, your body, your head, very small details, but finally make a gap. I try to be the best on each part. I give some energy on the rifle because I love it and because it gives me some superpower on the shooting range.
I think it's best for performance to stick with one rifle, but I like to innovate and try new stuff. And then I accumulate more rifles during my career.
I have always the same rifle. I don't need to change something. I stay with basic and just focus on the performance. Nothing special.
Well, it's an old stock that was built by a guy in Lillehammer. I got some help from him to cut off the front piece, and this part is from Athletics 3D in France. It's a 3D printed metal mesh part. And these are also from him, magazine placeholders that I've been gluing into the rifle. When the wind is blowing, it will not affect so much in the front part, so we'll see how it works. But I had 2 mistakes today, so of course it's not perfect. It's of course the rifle's fault, you know.
The shooting's so important, people kind of forget about tactics. Like who to ski with, who to not ski with. When I was 17, I was getting absolutely destroyed at World Cups. So yeah, kind of had to figure out how to do my best with what I had.
I like it when athletes do something different. Say when Emilian Chakla go super hard in the first loop and shoots a super fast pro shooting and then has a lead. That's cool.
I love tactics. You know, I come from cycling. To have a poker face or to play with the other guys, and me it's something I do since I'm on the World Cup. I think it helps me a lot against Johannesburg for my first title, but in a way sometimes myself I think too much about tactics. I have to sometimes think less about tactics and just go full gas.
It's not as important as in cross country, but I'm feeling like if I had better tactics in Oslo, I could have maybe fight for a better result.
We watched a lot in men's competition. They're very good in tactical stuff. Yeah, very good. And it's inspiring. Eric Perrault, I think, is a very clever competitor.
When you're not good enough, then you don't need tactics. You have to go all in. Today I'm thinking a little bit more about tactics and trying to find a way to put pressure on the right time. But if I'm not ready and if I'm not feeling it, then I'm just going 100%. And I mean 90% of the time, it's the best way to do a good race.
If you see a skier on like 500 meters and you recognize who it is, that's usually not a good sign, because then and then you have like not the perfect thing, and that's me. So hey, it's really nice to be recognized because then people can cheer. So try as hard as Ingrid, but don't do like Ingrid. I think maybe can be my legacy.
I'm trying to always challenge myself in the way I'm preparing mentally competition. Try to sleep better, to eat better. I'm trying to improve on many different things, and that helped me also to not feel bored about the training every day.
My nutrition plan is pretty detailed. For sure, it depends what time of year it is. And I like looking at those details and doing it as good as possible because it is an important factor.
I think the only way you can fuck up is if you don't eat enough. I reckon you can get super good just off Nutella and bread. But yeah, no diet for me. It's just something to get me to lunch, you know? Breakfast, lunch and dinner isn't quite enough. Generally pancakes in the afternoon is my go-to.
Campbell, I mean, yeah, many people, you know, ask always, like, why is he laughing during the race? This is how Campbell is, and what happened last year in Lenzerheide was probably the best moment I had in many years, because it showed that the passion that we put every day in these works cabins or traveling around the world as a group were paying off. So when it comes to a good day, a good results, then you can be sure that we are the first that start to celebrate.